Hey guys, so I'm coming to you today with the top 10 ships we just might see in X-Wing Miniatures game. So for purposes of this list, I'm excluding certain ships that I kind of wanted to, but I didn't feel would be right. So anything from the Freemaker Adventures, or rather any of the Lego ships, like the Eclipse or the Daisy May, or even the Star Scavenger, which would actually work great because you got 3 different ships from 3 different factions, so it would make a perfect wave. But it's Lego, so it's not canon, and the only way they'd get that is if they really pushed, if Lucasfilm really pushed for them to do a Lego-based wave. So I don't think they're going to do that. I also am excluding Cham Syndulla's carrier shuttle type ship that you saw in the episode of Rebels Homecoming. I would love to include it. I'd love to see that ship, but I don't even know what it's called, and there's not really many Wikipedia entries on that ship. So if you happen to know what it is, leave in the comment below, and I would be so happy to find out some more information on this particular ship. I'm also not including any huge ships, so sorry about the Sea Rock Gozanti that may just show up for Scum that we saw the Broken Horn in Rebels, but not including that one either. So on to the list, coming in at number 10 is the Delta 7 Jedi Starfighter. Now the reason this is so low is because it's a prequel ship, right? Now they've already started to do some prequel ships. We've seen the ARC 170. That's why it's on the list. What they could do, I don't think they'll just go ahead and straight up add prequel ships without introducing them somewhere else first, kind of moving forward. So it's possible we may find a Jedi Starfighter somewhere in Rebels, or they may just say, screw it, the Rebels, they had a few left over, and so we may see it that way. So that's number 10. Number 9, the Soro Sub Luxury Yacht 3000, otherwise known as the Lady Luck. It's Lando Calrissian's ship. It's not canon yet, but it's almost everywhere in the EU. Very, very popular ship. There's also a Han Solo movie coming out soon. It could potentially show up in there, but even if not, I have a feeling it's going to be canonized sooner or later because it's just a very, very popular ship. The reason it's so low on my list, though, is because we just don't really... I don't think there's really much of a use for it in the game. It's not a dogfighting ship. I mean, it can be souped up with some modifications. Like, Lando is a scoundrel. He's going to put some, fancy stuff on there for X-Wing, and you could build it however you want. It could be a 3-crew rebel ship, too. But it's not the ideal ship for the game, so you'd have to really want it just for thematic purposes. So it could show up, but I don't think it'll be for a little while. Coming in at number 8, the Archangel. This is Dr. Aphra's ship from the Darth Vader comics. If you haven't checked them out, you should check them out. It's a very strange ship, very large. It would kind of push the boundaries on what is a large ship and a huge ship, but it would probably fit into the large ship category. Has some docking capabilities. It's a little lower on the list because it's just so out there. It's so bizarre, such a strange design. It might not mesh well with the rest of the game. All right, so number 7, the N1 Starfighter. So we see the N1 Starfighter in the Princess Leia comic, so it's officially canonized. I mean, it was in the prequel, so it's canon anyway, but it's canonized as being in the Galactic Civil War time period. We've seen it now. They still have some that are operational, so they could absolutely do it. It also would be a great opportunity to get a Princess Leia pilot card. All right, next up, the YT-2000 Otana. The Otana is a very popular ship. We already have Iman as Amin, right? So we've already got Azamines in the game, but all that EU stuff and all the video game stuff seems to have been on hold. So that's why this one isn't too high on the list. But it's a fan favorite. It's definitely likely to be in the game sooner or later. It just may have to be a little bit later. All right. So coming in at number 4, the XG-1 Assault Gunboat. Now this one is the #1 most requested ship on the Fantasy Flight forums, and just probably the #1 most requested ship, period. The reason I have it at number 4, though, is because I don't think it's that likely to happen in the immediate future. Although I do, based on fan feedback, I think it's very likely to happen sooner rather than later, and I'm sure that as soon as FFG can make it, they will. I mean, it could be the centerpiece of a whole wave, and I'm sure people would be saying, shut up and take my money. But I just don't think it's going to happen right away because there's too many new things that Lucasfilm needs to promote. You still got another season of Rebels coming out, you've got another movie, you got Episode 8 then coming out next year, and then you got a Han Solo movie, and you got a lot of different properties that you need to promote. But as soon as there's kind of a calm between storms, that's when I think we'll see it. All right, so on to number 3. Now the last three are kind of close, and I'm pretty sure we're absolutely going to see all of them, and I don't think it's going to take that long. But here's number 3, the Resistance Troop Transport. Now, the Resistance Troop Transport is kind of about B-Wing size, maybe a little bit larger, pieced together. It's the last ship we haven't seen revealed yet from The Force Awakens, and so because of that, I'm sure they're going to do it. If they did Kylo Ren's shuttle, I'm sure they're going to do a Resistance Troop Transport. I mean, they have other toys of it already, so it's definitely something that's marketable. Also, it's a great excuse to get some new versions of Han Solo and Leia, you know, so we might be able to see that. So there you go. The Resistance Troop Transport at number 3. At number 2, the Scourge H6 bomber. The Scourge or Scourge, I like Scourge better. Scourge sounds cooler. I don't know how to pronounce it, so if you think Scourge is right, leave a number 1 in the comments. If you think Scourge is right, leave a number 2 in the comments, or just leave whatever you want. Anyway, the reason this one's number 2 is this is already in Armada. So FFG is already printing this ship and made cards for this ship with Nim as the pilot. So I think it's just a foregone conclusion that it's, you know, they're just waiting for the right opportunity, probably mechanics-wise, to fit it into the Scum and Villainy faction. So there's that. And then number 1, and again, these were all pretty close, is the Mining Guild tie from Star Wars Rebels. Now, the Mining Guild ties were a modified TIE fighter, but I mean, it only seems fair right now to give everybody a TIE fighter. Everybody, Oprah Winfrey, you get a tie, you get a tie, you get a tie, and you get a tie. Everybody gets a tie. The Mining Guild TIE fighter will probably be coming in from Star Wars Rebels. They're doing everything from Star Wars Rebels, so the Mining Guild tie is probably... Now, it's going to be a little different. I don't think it'll be just like a regular TIE fighter, because it has been modified. It's not as... sacrifices a little bit of maneuverability. So I would expect it to be a totally different ship, but similar to a TIE fighter. It might only be a no-shield 2 hull ship. It might even be a little weaker than a regular TIE fighter. I don't know. Do you think they'll do any ships that are less than 12 points? I don't know. I don't think they'll do it. I think 12 is the bare minimum. But that is the top 10 ships we just may see in X-Wing Miniatures game. So let me know what you think, guys. What did I miss? What would you have chosen? What would you have put on the list? And as always, if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe and like the video and leave a comment for me. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.